The human didn't bow. He didn't kneel. He didn't even look particularly impressed. He just held out half of his sandwich and said, "You look hungry." That single, casual act would ripple across the galaxy. My name is Marcus Hale, logistics technician, 3rd class, Terran Union Merchant Fleet. I wasn't a soldier, a diplomat, or anyone important enough to appear in history books. I moved cargo, checked manifests, and made sure nothing exploded between point A and point B. On the day everything changed, I was sitting on a bench in Dock 7 of the Helix Transit Ring, eating lunch and waiting for my ship's clearance window. The Helix Ring was neutral territory, an ancient, rotating megastructure that served as the galaxy's busiest crossroads. Species from thousands of worlds passed through daily. Royalty, merchants, refugees, mercenaries. Everyone brushed shoulders here. Most people learn quickly to keep their heads down. I was halfway through a protein grain sandwich when I noticed her. She looked lost. She appeared young, at least by human standards. Slender, slightly too still, with pale silver skin and eyes that reflected light like liquid mercury. Her clothing was simple, almost plain, which was unusual in a place where status was often worn like armor. She stood near a nutrient kiosk, staring at the glowing menu glyphs with an intensity that suggested confusion rather than choice. I watched her for a moment. Then my stomach made the decision for me. "Hey," I said, waving slightly. "You okay?" She turned. Her eyes widened a fraction, scanning me quickly, posture, hands, expression. Not fear. Calculation. "I am uncertain," she replied carefully. Her accent was strange, melodic, like she was translating her thoughts in real time. I gestured to the kiosk. "First time here?" "Yes." "Yeah, it's a mess," I said. "Nothing makes sense. Food especially." She hesitated. "I do not possess local exchange credits." I looked at my sandwich, then at her, then back at the sandwich. I sighed, split it cleanly in half, and held one piece out to her. "Here," I said. "It's not fancy, but it's edible." She stared at it as if I'd offered her a star. "You would give this to me?" she asked. "Sure," I said. "Can't work on an empty stomach." After a pause that felt far too long, she accepted it with both hands. "Thank you," she said softly. I shrugged. "No problem." I had no idea I was offering lunch to the Empress of known space. The beginning of our story was quiet. She sat beside me on the bench, eating carefully, tasting each bite like it was a scientific experiment. I explained what was in it: grain protein, synthesized vegetables, artificial cheese. "Humans eat this by choice?" she asked. "Sometimes," I said. "Usually when we're broke." She smiled faintly. We talked. Not about politics. Not about power. Just things. She asked about Earth. About why humans worked such long hours. Why we complained even when things were going well. Why we helped strangers. I asked where she was from. "A place with many stars," she said. "Fair enough," I replied. She asked my name. I told her. She gave hers as Lyra. Just Lyra. The middle of the story unfolded over the next several hours. Lyra followed me around the station, asking questions about everything. Cargo routing. Union regulations. Why humans drank caffeine. Why we laughed at inappropriate times. "You seem unimportant," she observed bluntly. "Wow," I said. "Thanks." "I do not mean it as an insult," she said quickly. "You possess no visible authority, no guards, no symbols of power. Yet others defer to you easily." I shrugged. "That's just being polite." She considered that deeply. At one point, a group of armored Karex mercenaries shoved past us, snarling at a station attendant. I barely thought before stepping between them and the clerk. "Hey," I said. "Back off. He's doing his job." The mercenaries stared at me, then laughed. But they moved on. Lyra watched the entire exchange silently. "You were not afraid," she said afterward. "Sure I was," I replied. "Fear just doesn't get a vote." She stopped walking. "That," she said, "is a very human statement." Things changed when the alarm sounded. Dock 7 locked down. Energy barriers flared. Armed security flooded the ring. Lyra stiffened beside me. "What's going on?" I asked a passing guard. "Imperial priority lockdown," he barked. "Unidentified threat." That was when the galaxy came looking for her. Ships began appearing outside the ring. Hundreds of them. Massive, sleek vessels bearing sigils I recognized from the news feeds. The Aurelian Armada, the Kavari Star Guard, the Obsidian Concord. Every major power. All converging on one point. On us. Lyra exhaled slowly. "I believe," she said, "that my absence has been noticed." I stared at her. "Lyra," I said carefully. "Who are you?" She met my gaze. "I am Empress Lyriath Valen," she said, "sovereign of the unified Galactic Compact, the ruler of nearly 2/3 of known space." I laughed. Then I saw her expression, and stopped. "Oh," I said. "Oh no." The ending began with chaos. Security forces surrounded us, but none dared touch her. Officials arrived. Generals. Diplomats. All bowing, kneeling, broadcasting apologies. I stood there holding the other half of my sandwich, feeling profoundly underdressed. "I'm dead," I muttered. Lyra looked at me. "No," she said. "You are not." She turned to the assembled leaders. "This human," she said clearly, "is under my protection." A collective gasp rippled through the dock. She faced me again, expression softer now. "I came here alone," she said, disguised. "I wished to see how the galaxy treated those without power." "And?" I asked weakly. She smiled. "I was hungry," she said, "and you fed me." The silence was absolute. Later, aboard her flagship, she asked to speak with me privately. I expected interrogation. Instead, she offered tea. "You could have demanded rewards," she said. "Favor. Wealth. Position." I shrugged. "Didn't know who you were." "That," she said, "is precisely why this matters." She explained her plan to reform the compact, to shift power away from elites and toward everyday lives. To understand the galaxy from the ground up. "You showed me something," she said. "That kindness does not require authority." I swallowed. "I was just sharing lunch." She inclined her head. "Sometimes that is how empires change." She offered me a choice. A position. Advisor. Liaison. I declined. "I like being unimportant," I said. "Keeps me honest." She laughed, a clear, genuine sound. "Then remain so," she said. "But know this." She met my eyes. Wherever humans walk, the galaxy will remember that its ruler once sat on a bench and ate a sandwich she was given freely. I returned to my ship the next day. Same job. Same uniform. Same lunch. But sometimes when the news feeds talk about new policies, about aid corridors, fair trade, protections for the powerless, I smile. Because I know humanity didn't rise among the stars through conquest. We rose because one day someone shared their food with a stranger and treated an empress like a person.